Time now for our Ask the Weather Team question of the night. This one from Carla in Wilton. She asks, what is relative humidity and why is it sometimes low on a very humid day? And well, this is a great question because oftentimes people in the summertime think it's a very humid day, that relative humidity must be 100%. But relative humidity is just a percentage of how close the atmosphere is to saturation. And saturation occurs when the atmosphere can hold no more water vapor. Any additional water vapor would lead to condensation, usually in the form of fog or dew at the surface. Knowing how close we are to saturation is great for meteorologists because it can help us to predict whether or not fog or dew or even clouds in the upper levels of the atmosphere will form. But that relative humidity is not so useful for determining how humid of a day it will be because it is just that, relative. At higher temperatures, more moisture can evaporate and the atmosphere can contain more water vapor. So on a very hot day, there may be a lot of water vapor in the atmosphere, but because the temperature is so high, that relative humidity percentage is lower. Yet on a cold day, if there's just enough water vapor in the atmosphere to reach that saturation point, it still might not feel humid because there's less water vapor out there, but that percentage would then be 100% with fog or clouds around. So for the most part, relative humidity can be useful to us meteorologists, but for you folks at home looking to figure out how humid it is, check out the dew point. That's why we're always telling you about the dew point and not so much relative humidity. And if you've got a question for our Ask the Weather Team sponsored by Suburban Propane here, you can send it to asktheweatherteam@cbs6albany.com and we'll get your questions answered on Wednesdays and Fridays.